Boom, you looking for this?
But she can like sense him.
But his rebels even. Oh, dude.
Vader.
Yo.
Bro, do you get chills? I'm looking getting some chills right now, dude. Oh, yes. Dude, this is crazy.
Wait, so he said Anakin, do you think he like sensed Obi-Wan?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they were connecting. Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kel, this is Colby, and Obi-Wan has arrived. Yes, Obi-Wan is finally here, so we're here to break it down, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so what'd you think about the episode, or the episodes, I guess I should
1
say.
and 2, same day. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The ending kind of had me a little sad. I don't think he can't be dead.
Surely he's not dead, but rumor has it, per our nerd friends at Star Wars Theory, although he doesn't.
Our friends.
Yeah, as if he knew who he was or who we were. Powans, which is the species that the Grand Inquisitor is, have 2 stomachs, and that looks like where he got stabbed. Which would actually be like sick if Disney like actually incorporated that into the.
That would be really cool.
Like it would be kind of like a deep cut, but if he's actually dead, Rebels kicked out the door.
He can't be. They couldn't let that happen. I mean, so many important things happen in Rebels too.
And I know, like the world between worlds, and I mean, and they incorporated that back into Clone Wars too, with the father, the son, and the daughter. So that would mean Clone Wars would be on the chopping block.
Well, now that you bring up the world between worlds, do you think he could die and then he could come back somehow that way? It seems unlikely.
No, to me that seems unlikely. I mean, I think the best possible explanation is that they have 2 stomachs, and the writers knew that. Do you
think Reva tried to kill him? Or she knew they had 2 stomachs and was like, take this?
Maybe, because she was like, I don't know, but I also feel like, it's hard to say, dude, because I just don't know what exactly her character is supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of confused.
I think she's just power hungry. Like, she wants to please Lord Vader.
Yeah, and I guess maybe she has aspirations of being the Grand Inquisitor, and the only way she can do that is if she finds Kenobi. But she has her own personal, like, she tells Obi-Wan, she's like, he's been looking for you, and I found you for him. But at the end of the day, like, and whenever she was talking to the 5th brother, she made it seem like she had her own personal vendetta with Obi-Wan.
I mean, I think at this point it's become that, even if it wasn't before, because they've been looking for him for 10 years. Yeah,
and it might be that, like, she blames him for Order 66 happening, and she would have never had to turn to the dark side, and, you know, that would be that might have been the only way she could have survived, because they said they found her in the gutters, and she was kind of just like a default. Yeah, we'll see. As of right now, not the biggest fan of Reva, not gonna lie, but maybe they can make her grow on me. But
I mean, I think that's kind of the way they're trying to take her character. Like,
yeah, it feels kind of like a John Walker from Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but
like, cause she's going out of her way, even for the Grand Inquisitor. He's like, you kidnapped the princess, like
an Imperial senator's daughter. So it's like. Yeah, that's like treasonous almost in a way, but like of course they don't care. Like she was like, we've done worse, but it just feels weird because I feel like at the end of the day, I don't know if Darth Vader. I guess Darth Vader would be okay with it. I mean, like I don't.
Oh yeah, he would get to Kenobi by any means. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I just didn't know if he would be like okay with like. I guess that's something the Grand Inquisitor has to look out for. I don't know,
but it is his daughter.
Yeah, maybe that's why he wants.
That got kidnapped, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting, and he doesn't know. Which I guess by this point he doesn't know that his kids live.
Right, he doesn't know that, but that's still really interesting.
Yeah, like he used his own daughter to lure out his best friend. Yeah, so he could kill him.
I feel like if he knew Leia was his daughter at this time, he actually would be mad. He'd be like, "Are you serious right now?" And then Reva would be. Beep.
But that would be sick though. Like if he figured out that Leia was his daughter, and then like he starts to think like, "Oh, is Padme alive?" And then like we see this like journey, which of course Leia, that's all in the comics.
I am your father.
Yeah, but. I just don't know, dude. I'm not the biggest fan of Reva. Episode 1 was pretty good. I think I actually liked episode 1 better than episode 2.
It's tough for me to say. They were both pretty good. I mean, I figured they would be slower. The first.
Oh yeah, I mean they got some world building to do. And I think it was probably the smartest thing to go ahead and release 2 episodes at once.
I just wish there's more episodes, dude.
Like, I know.
I want to see more.
Classic Disney Plus.
I mean, Hayden Christensen said he'd come back.
Oh yeah,
for a Vader series, which
and
would be really
would
cool.
be hot, dude.
But I also want to see a Kenobi season 2, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen.
I don't think. fingers crossed. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see.
I've heard both sides about Kenobi so far, and this is less of like a review rather than it's just a reaction. But I've heard, of people on one side say they're not that big of a fan of it. It's not what they were expecting. So, and that probably is, of course, the fact that these first 2 episodes are slower. They're trying to world build. Yeah. They're giving you character plots and motives and stuff like that. I get that. Then I get on the other side, people are saying like, dude, this is great. Like, this is what I've been looking forward to. And I feel like for the people who are disappointed, it's almost like, to me, looking at the gold standards of Star Wars shows is like Clone Wars. And it's it's going to be impossible to recreate Clone Wars.
Well, especially in 6 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
That is impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, Clone Wars did lead up to this, too, though. Mm-hmm. So I guess you can piggyback off Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, all that.
Yeah, exactly. Which they did the first, 10 minutes of the show was a big flashback about,
Dude, it'd have been sick if we got Clone Wars flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh, I wish, dude. It cuts to animate. I wouldn't have minded, dude. It'd been just like a tribute.
Or even like a live action of them in their Clone Wars uniforms or something.
Been hot, dude. My gosh.
But, yeah, I'd say, I mean, if you're looking purely at these 2 episodes, I could see where you say it wasn't that great. You say it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was kind of slow-paced world building. Like we always say, like, you gotta have that, though.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I didn't mind everybody hated Book of Boba Fett's first 2 well, not the second episode, everybody thought that episode was really good, but the first episode, not a lot of people were a fan of. It's like, it's necessary world building. Like, where you got 6 episodes to tell a story, where, like, you think they're just gonna jump smack into the story on the first episode? No, they have to, have to establish certain kind of principles here. And then, same thing with other shows. It's been the same story for Disney Plus, which part of that is the fact that they only release 6 episodes per show.
Yeah, I mean, WandaVision was the same way. People were saying it was slow.
Yeah,
which I think they released the first 2 episodes of that.
I think it was the smartest thing to do to go ahead and release the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan, because I just feel like a lot of people after watching the first episode would be like, yeah, that was pretty good. Kind of felt similar to Book of Boba Fett. Then they watch episode 2 and they're like, bruh, are you kidding me? This is what happened. But I feel like now that we got the first 2 episodes, we can kind of see it in context. And then now I feel like the next 4 episodes are going to be action-packed.
Yeah, especially with the ending of episode 2 with Vader.
Yeah,
that was insane.
It seems like Vader's going to go on a mad rampage. And I'm excited to see it. Like, we might get to see, beyond Rogue One Vader here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, I'm excited to see, he's filled with this rage toward Obi-Wan. And we're going to get to see him chase him down, right? And then I guess you got, side characters like Reva. Hopefully she goes away. But,
yeah, I don't know where they're going to take Reva, dude. There's been a lot of rumors that she's, a main character of the show, which, I mean, she has been so far.
Yeah, it's basically been her and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And Leia, really, but
if you make Reva and Obi-Wan the main characters, I'm not here for that. I'm here for Darth Vader.
Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, exactly. And I think that's what every fan wants to see, really.
She can be a big character, and I'm cool with that. But those have got to be your main 2: Darth Vader, Anakin, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, because that's
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
if you bring back Hayden after 17 years,
yeah,
and then he's not a big part of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And he gets.
I think it's encouraging that we went ahead and saw him in the second episode, though. I think that's a big sign that he's going to be in it a good bit.
If he gets overshadowed by the third sister, dude, that's going to be sad.
See, for example, I think I like learning about the Inquisitors, and I bring up Jedi Fallen Order because that was a story about a Jedi youngling or Padawan at the time, Cal Kestis, and then kind of opposite to him in Trilla, the second sister. And I liked Trilla. Trilla had a good character. She kind of has the same story as Reva does. Like, she was a part of Order 66. Her master abandoned her, and she got captured and turned into an Inquisitor. Right, and that could have happened to Cal, but that's not what happened. I enjoyed learning about her, but I don't think you should make a show about Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his arch rival Darth Vader and put Reva in there. You know what I'm saying? It feels like this. It should be about Obi-Wan and Vader, and you bring in just this random person that nobody. Yeah. It's like
she's
it's not
never
that I don't
been
care
in
about
anything
her.
Else.
It's not that I don't care about her. It's like put her story in a different place.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it here.
Ewan and Hayden hadn't been in Star Wars for 17 years.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to be the focal points of the show, or else you're going to lose pretty much everybody.
And it's looking, and so far I'm not hopeful. I know we'll see a lot of Vader, and I'm hoping that we'll see a Vader rampage. That's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping he kills Reva, and just in the, like if Reva wants revenge against Obi-Wan, then I'm hoping Vader slaughters Reva so he can get his own vengeance. Like that. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to see, but I'm just worried that Reva might dominate a little bit more than we want.
Yeah, I mean, I can see. I mean, it makes sense that Obi-Wan would be rusty.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool if Vader comes in and like nearly kills him.
Yeah. I mean, and he escapes by the skin of his teeth.
And then he has like I can't remember who said. I think it was Star Wars Theory. Our friend actually, our friend Star Wars Theory.
Yeah, his friend Star Wars Theory. He's a good guy.
I think he said this, but it would be really cool if he had like a Rocky training montage after he gets whooped, and then he like fights a lot better against Vader later. But I just what if like we don't.
Well, I know you're worried. I get it. But I'm feeling. I'm confident that we will see Obi-Wan and Anakin or Obi-Wan and Vader fight here. And I think, and this is something I brought up while watching the show. In order to make that line true that Vader says in Episode 4, where he says, "When last time we met, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master." When he says that line to Obi-Wan in Episode 4, you remember when they're fighting in the Death Star? That means Obi-Wan has to beat Vader in this. Again, he has to beat Vader again.
Yeah.
So he may. I don't honestly don't think he'll. I feel like he might kill Reva or beat Reva. Obi-Wan will, and that'll kind of be like his, like training montage, like him getting back into the Jedi feels.
Oh, that would be great, dude.
I see if Reva has that kind of plot in order to serve as Obi-Wan, like kind of an Obi-Wan, like get back into fighting type thing, like you know what I'm saying. I would definitely be down for that. Like then I would feel like Reva served a good purpose, but now give me Vader.
Yeah, maybe like I think that's a great idea. And something else that gives me confidence is that Deborah Chow is directing every episode.
Yeah,
it's unlike Mando or Book of Boba Fett where you have different directors.
Yeah,
or actually the whole sequel trilogy with Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. Yeah, they had different visions.
Yep,
and it showed very obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great that we have one director, and I believe in Deborah Chow. And also you have Dave Filoni watching over everything.
Yeah, exactly. And he would, by the way, he would not let Rebels. That's another reason why Rebels didn't get retconned. He wouldn't let his. That's like his grandchild to Star Wars Clone Wars.
That's true.
It ain't going anywhere.
That's the best thing Disney has done since they've
had
Star Wars is giving Dave Filoni that much power.
Yeah, exactly, and it should be because he studied right under George Lucas. When you really think about it,
that should have been the first. Should have been the first thing they did, and
was make him president of Star Wars of Lucasfilm. But anyway, aside from that, that's not really the point. The point is that I'm feeling like we'll see Vader. I'm pretty confident. I don't think they bring back Hayden Christensen for 3 minutes of screen time. I think they bring him back for like maybe the final 3 episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed we get at least one fight with them.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we're gonna get at least 2. Well, probably 2. I doubt we'll get 3. But
that would be an emotional rematch.
If he gets wrecked and then somehow escapes, I don't know how he would.
Yeah.
Think of theories. But then then he fights him in like the last episode or something, and he almost wins maybe. Like you said, dude, if he wins, that would be sick.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like to me that he might. This is my prediction, okay? And you can come back and watch this first episode review, people. I mean, look, I'm thinking Reva serves as a purpose to get Obi-Wan back into like fighting form. I don't have a good way to, like an eloquent way to put it, but basically that is his training montage, right? Yeah. He maybe gets beat up by Reva at first, and then he like taps into the Force. I feel like we might get a Qui-Gon reference in there somewhere.
I feel like they've been hinting at Qui-Gon.
And then Obi-Wan finally gets tapped back into the Force because it feels like he's cut it off, right? It was a struggle for him even to save Leia from dying.
He cut it off completely because they would sense him if he used it even at
every
all.
Jedi had to. And so I feel like he'll get back in tune with the Force, and then he'll remember all of his training, okay? And then he'll beat Reva, ideally kill her. And then we get to see Vader right after that, and so Obi-Wan will be in prime form, Vader will be in prime form, and then we're set for a duel.
So, do you think they'll fight once at the end, or do you think he'll get wrecked at the beginning and fight again at the end? Because
I don't know. It's hard for me to say because if Vader beats him and then Obi-Wan's escaping and then comes back, like why would Obi-Wan come back? Like that's the way I'm saying. Like that's what I'm trying to think about. Like he would have to have an incentive to come back and beat Vader. Like maybe if he thought he could beat Vader and then end the Empire's rule, maybe that's why he came back. But
I think what's going to happen is he's going to get captured.
Yeah,
I think we've seen a little bit of footage of him like staring down presumably Vader.
Yeah.
And I think that might happen sooner than we expect, and they fight, and he gets wrecked, and then at the end he fights him again. I don't know what the motive would be. I mean, it could be something like Leia getting kidnapped. I mean, they won't do that again, but it could be something like that.
Yeah, which, by the way, it was cool to see Leia. It makes sense why she knew who Obi-Wan was in A New Hope. I thought about that while I was watching. I was like, okay, well, Obi-Wan saved her from, dying. So she now, like, that makes sense as why she called Obi-Wan whenever she was in trouble again.
I'm trying to think, like, what... If he fights Vader and, like, almost dies, and then what if, like, Ahsoka or something comes in and saves him from near death?
Well, yeah, if this takes place before Rebels, then Ahsoka... Rebels makes it seem like she'd never known who Vader was. Like, she didn't know...
Oh, yeah, Vader... I'm saying he would leave Obi-Wan, like how Obi-Wan left Anakin.
Yeah, oh, okay,
and he'd be laying there, and that's why they would think he's dead.
Yeah.
At the end of it, and how he survived for many more years, and then someone comes in and saves him.
Yeah,
like
I get what you mean.
Palpatine did for...
It just wouldn't make sense with that line in Episode 4. Like, if that line in Episode 4 is supposed to reference back to Revenge of the Sith, then obviously that line still makes sense. But if they...
that's what it was assumed for a long time.
Yeah, but now it's looking like they're going to fight again, and Obi-Wan has to beat Vader in order for that line to be true, I think. Whenever I last saw you, I was the learner, now I'm the master. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Obi-Wan has to win.
I see what you mean. I just feel like when they wrote that line, they didn't have this show in mind.
Yeah, I mean, when they wrote that line, Lucas had the Clone Wars in mind, but I don't think... I just don't know.
I don't know if he envisioned them fighting in between.
Yeah.
So they could retcon that line. I hope they don't. I'm rooting for Kenobi.
I'm hoping that line makes sense, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hope it makes sense.
Oh, that would be really... I mean, I'm all for continuity. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I'm rooting for Kenobi. I hope he beats Vader. But, I mean, Vader...
I want to see an overpowered Vader. I don't want to see Vader. I don't want to see Vader get beat by Obi-Wan, like an Obi-Wan that doesn't deserve to win.
Oh, especially now. Yeah, if he fought him in Episode 2, Obi-Wan would have got wrecked.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like that's why I feel like the Reva fight's going to be very important. If and when they fight, I feel like that fight's going to be super important. But I mean,
okay, I got a last question for you. Do you think there's going to be any besides Qui-Gon? I feel like that's pretty likely. Do you think there'll be any big cameos?
I feel like if we were going to see Cad Bane, he would have been in this episode.
Yeah, he would have been there like as a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I feel like it. So I think Cad Bane's off the table. Well, he's not completely off the table. I just feel like it makes logistical sense for him to be in this episode. I'm not ruling Cal Kestis off the table. I'm really not, because he's fought Vader once. This show takes place 5 years after the original Fallen Order takes place, so I'm not ruling it off the table. You know what I'm saying?
That would be really cool.
It would be cool because it would be kind of like a bridge between the game universe that's still like in proper continuity and the show universe, and I guess like also the movie universe too. I'm not ruling that off the table. Maybe Ghost Crew. I mean, we could see Ghost Crew with Kanan.
That would be. I would love to see a live action Kanan.
Yeah, I feel like Ghost Crew could be a thing, but I'm not. I don't know. I just don't know. I wouldn't.
It's kind of iffy at this point because I feel like most people. Yeah.
It just does. It doesn't feel like it would be.
And I would be okay with no cameos at all going
forward.
Same. I mean, I would like to see a Force Ghost Qui-Gon, but that wouldn't take over the show.
Ahsoka would make the most logical sense, I guess, because like her and Obi-Wan were friends, and I guess if she could sense Obi-Wan was gonna die.
Yeah, I just thought about it though because unless she just like dropped Obi-Wan off somewhere, then he would probably tell her like, "Yo, he's still alive."
Yeah.
Unless he didn't want to do that to her, which would be understandable because that would kind of crush her.
Yeah, unless Obi-Wan somehow beats Vader and decapitates him, or
retcon the OGs.
Yeah, dearms him, delimbs him again, and then leaves him for dead again, and then somehow escapes with the help of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And in that case, Vader would still would in Obi-Wan's mind be dead. But
yeah, I feel like at this point it's not really lending itself to cameos. Which I'm fine with. I hope it goes straight to Vader.
I hope it goes like, I hope this is Obi-Wan's path. This is Reva's path. Reva goes this way. I hope Vader steps in and then they go and meet right there.
See, I feel like if they do that, there's not much room for cameos.
There really
with only 4 episodes left. We've seen a third of the show.
Yeah, there really isn't much much room for cameos. And this at the end of the day, ideally is about Obi-Wan. So I don't think they're gonna try and let anybody steal the spotlight in Obi-Wan's show. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be cool with it being 50-50 with.
We did see a clone trooper armor speculated by Eric Voss, New Rockstars. Speculated
our other friend.
Yeah, our other friends speculated in their trailer breakdown there was armor that didn't quite look like stormtrooper armor. It looked more like clone armor. So that could be like a Rex type character,
I guess we could have mentioned Rex. That would be
like
my number one option.
If Rex say because I feel like Rex is like when we look at him at Bad Batch,
that would make
he's still on top, like he's still trying to figure out what exactly happened. And if he somehow found out that Obi-Wan was still alive, he would probably try to go find him.
I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Out of all the cameos we mentioned.
Yeah, especially because we've seen footage of clone armor. It looked like clone armor.
And he's not as big of a. I mean, he's one of the biggest characters in Star Wars, but he's not as much. He's not a Jedi. He's not going to take away from what Obi-Wan's trying to do. Or
exactly. I feel like Obi-Wan or I feel like Ahsoka could steal Obi-Wan's spotlight. Cal Kestis would be a gigantic cameo because he's from the.
He could just meet Rex somewhere and talk for a little bit and then.
Or he could beat Vader, barely beat Vader, and he's hobbling off, and then Rex comes and picks him up, figures out he's like, hey Master Kenobi, on your left type thing. I wish, but. I mean, because they were pretty good friends in the Clone Wars, and maybe that's just us stretching because, we love Clone Wars and we love Rex. But
Rex is my favorite character, man. I would love a Rex cameo.
But, two Star Wars fans can dream. Let us know what you guys thought of the episode. If you agree, if you disagree, if you like Reva, if you don't like Reva, blah, 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 what you want to see. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.